What's up everyone, Eber here with Hardware Canucks, and we're back at Cooler Master for one more look at some of their stuff, and this time it's gonna be some peripherals. No, not any case. We originally saw many of these at CES this year, but only in prototype form. Now, they've been refined and they're almost ready for official launch a bit later this year. Supposedly, Cooler Master have listened to the feedback from the comments and videos that were created around CES and have done appropriate updates. That's pretty exciting since it proves companies do listen to your comments and make changes where they can. Now, before I get into all the updates, the team wanted to thank Cooler Master, Fantex, and Thermaltake for their support during this show. Okay, so let's get on to the meat of this video since there's a lot to cover, and I want to start with the CK600 series since this is one keyboard that we're really excited about. Just like the Tesorogram XS, Cooler Master is aiming for a very specific crowd with these extremely thin keyboards. They're for people who want compact, high-quality peripherals that look great but don't sacrifice the feel of true mechanical switches. In order to accomplish this, Cooler Master teamed up with Cherry, whose new MX Red low-profile switch is being rolled out. These are then installed into a plastic and brushed aluminum shell to create a slim keyboard that feels amazing and has keys which provide just the right amount of tactile feedback. Another interesting thing here is that Cooler Master has removed any and all branding so that you get the clean look that is retained across the range. Speaking of the range, it will be available in 3 different sizes: the full-size CK640, a TKL model called the CK630, and the CK620, which is the super compact 67 key model. All of them have RGB backlighting and a detachable USB-C cable. However, in order to complement the portability setup, the CK620 and CK630 have an integrated battery so they can be used wirelessly over a Bluetooth 4.0 connection. Right now, it looks like the larger CK640 and the CK630 will be available closer to the end of this year, while the 620 will come sometime in 2019. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the MM830, which will be Cooler Master's flagship mouse when it's released this summer. This is another one you might remember from CES 2018 because it incorporates a couple of interesting features. This is a mouse that's targeted towards gamers who want customization and a larger than normal number of macro keys. First of all, there's a small OLED panel in front of the thumb rest that can show everything from CPU temperatures to a logo of your choice. It is an interesting feature because I'm not quite sure how often these type of things are used. If this is something you would be interested in using, let us know in the comments down below what's the best use case. Another interesting feature is the 4 buttons integrated just above the thumb rest. Honestly, this area has received a huge revision since the last time we saw it. Back then, the positioning didn't quite feel right and they required hard presses to engage. Typically, buttons in this area should require more force to avoid mistaken clicks, but not that much. They're right now perfectly spaced apart and require just the right amount of force to activate. Other features you may be interested in knowing about the MM830 are a 2400 DPI sensor and of course some subtle RGB lighting zones. We can't wait to get our hands on this one. Finally, I wanted to talk about Cooler Master's latest headset since their last generation really needed some work. This is the MH750 series, which is going to try to improve all the areas where their previous headsets fell flat. Both the MH751 and the MH752 have 40mm drivers and a really handy detachable 3.5mm cable, and also have a convenient locking mechanism. There's also a detachable mic and a design that folds completely flat. Meanwhile, the acrylic cover ear cups do give an interesting 3-dimensional look to the whole thing, but I have mixed feelings about that. While none of this sound particularly interesting and it doesn't set the MH750 series apart from the competition, there has been a lot of thought put into updating microphone quality, comfort, and bass response. The price is also pretty competitive at $70 for the standard MH751 and $100 for the MH752, which comes with an all-in-line USB sound card and 7.1 support. So guys, that's it from Cooler Master's peripheral side. Stay tuned for more coverage from Computex 2018. I'm Eber with Hardware Canucks. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.